John McCAIN about his call for 3,000 National Guard troops on the Arizona-Mexico border. Arizona. I've talked to your colleague, Senator Kyle, yesterday about Arizona. You want 3,000 National Guard troops. When do you need them?
We need them last year when we called for them. We needed them for a period of time when they were on the border, and they had a very beneficial effect. Look, Arizona has half of the illegal immigrants who come into this country come through the border between Arizona and Mexico. For the first time, over 1 million pounds of marijuana, 1.3 million pounds of marijuana were intercepted going through the state of Arizona. We have a situation which is literally out of control. 241,000 illegal immigrants were apprehended last year in the Tucson sector alone. Now, estimates are that you catch about 1.1 out of every 3 or 1 out of every 5. That means our border is completely out of control. And then you add on to that the drug cartels and the violence. 22,000 Mexican citizens have been killed in the drug cartel battles since President Calderon came to office. And so you've got this incredible violence on the other side of the border, which has spilled over to our side of the border, including, by the way, the murder of 3 American citizens in Juarez, American rancher and his dog just recently in the state of Arizona. So the border is not secure. This is organized crime at its worst. They're even using ultralights to transport drugs across the border. So we need the National Guard there. We need 3,000 additional Border Patrol. We have to use surveillance techniques. We have to build a physical wall. We have to use UAVs, because the fundamental obligation of every government to its citizens is to have a secure border.
Is it getting worse? I mean, these are horrible stories, and every time I pick up the newspaper, when I see 3 Americans get murdered, we should be scandalized.
Well, Greta, I rely on our county sheriffs, particularly those that are down there on the border and next to the border literally every day. And our sheriffs are telling me that the violence is more severe. The people that are doing this, the drug cartels and the human smugglers, are better armed and better equipped and better trained, and they have better communications capabilities than our law enforcement people have on the border. We have a huge interoperability problem between the federal agents and the local police and sheriff's people. So it is getting worse measurably. The sheriffs will tell you that it used to be that if they surprised a drug smuggler, they dropped and ran. Now they fight back. We
were down there with Secretary of State Clinton about a year ago, and there were about 4 ATF people who were also there as part of some joint relationship with the United States. We were driving around in armored vehicles when we were the ATF, and they were telling us that the weapons that are coming into this country, the automatic weapons, are coming from China and Belgium, washed through the United States. We reported that. We got that from the ATF. And the NRA went wild on us because they say, no, this didn't happen, that the weapons aren't getting washed through the United States. I don't know that it truly matters. The fact is there are weapons there that are being used against our Americans, and what can we do about that?
Well, obviously, the ATF and supported by the NRA is trying to do everything they can to make sure that these gun sales do not fall into the hands of the wrong element. And by the way, some of these other weapons are coming from other places in Central America and South America as well.
They did tell us that too as well.
Yeah, they are coming from other places, and so it's not just that. But the NRA is cooperating in trying to help out make sure that people who purchase guns do so legitimately.
A wall is a wall. You suggested a wall. Can we build a wall?
You need 3 tiered fences in urban areas, but you also need surveillance capability, the kind we have used in Iraq in the form of UAVs, and also surveillance capabilities that we have proven is workable. Really a great scandal is that there was a very large contract that was supposed to provide surveillance across our border. It's been a total failure. cost estimates are as much as $770 million have been wasted, and our Marines and Border Patrol down in Marine Corps Air Station Yuma next to the Goldwater Ranges, they brought equipment off the shelf, and they've been able to cut way back on the illegal crossings, illegal immigrants crossing the Goldwater Ranges.
We've been hearing this for the last several years at least. You know, why aren't we doing something? What's the holdup? Who doesn't get it, and why do we have this scandal?
Well, first of all, it's been getting worse and worse over time. The killings in Mexico have gone up, the violence has gone up, the fight between the Mexican government and the drug cartels has ratcheted up. They are literally an existential threat to the government of Mexico today. And we have been working with the Mexican government. We really have, significantly, trying to help them with training, technology, etc. But the fact is that the cartels have now, I think, gained more control and are more active and more brutal than they ever have been in the past.
One last question is that, you know, people hear it and they think of it as Arizona, and this is an Arizona problem. It's really not an Arizona problem. What do you say to the people who live in the northern part of the country and say, well, I don't live there, it's not my problem? Why is this a problem for the rest of us?
Well, first of all, I say to people who live in other parts of the country, these drugs that are coming across our border are coming to your hometown. Number one. Number two, the illegal immigrants are coming, not only are up to in our state, but they are being distributed all over the country as well. Third of all, if the drug cartels defeat the government of Mexico, then their ability to transport these drugs into the United States of America will be dramatically enhanced. So the Mexican government's fight is our fight, and corruption is a huge problem in Mexico. But that should not deter us from trying to assist the government of Mexico in succeeding in this existential struggle that they are in. And it will affect the lives of every American if we have lost control of our border, because the impact is not just on the border, it's throughout our country. And we have to take significant measures, and unfortunately, the President's budget calls for a reduction in Border Patrol rather than increase.